Yo, what's up, fanbase? It's your boy, Blaze Hollow, coming at you again with a special trailer. This story will be called What If Deku Ate the Pika-Pika no Mi? But this is special. I was tagged by one of my closest friends, Kirisho, and now it's my turn. Oh, the many decisions that kept me up at night trying to see what I should give him. So guess what, buddy? I tag you to do What If Deku Ate the Bat Fruit Mythical Model Vampire. Consider this redemption. You jumped too far into the ocean with the Pika-Pika no Mi, and now you hand it to me. So now I hold out another devil fruit for you to try. So good luck, and feel free to tag me again. You basically gave me an easy trailer, so thank you for that. But with all that said, let's start that intro and get into it.
Maybe in a million miles on a highway through the skies. Someday soon we'll be together.
No, I honestly don't think you can become a hero.
It was a normal day. Everybody was basically hyped for school to be almost over as our teacher decided to start talking about our test scores only for him to toss the papers into the air, getting everybody excited to try out for the hero course only for a loud blonde-haired individual to be jumping up onto his desk. Hey, teach, don't lump me in with these losers. They be lucky to work for some D-lister out there in the boonies. The teacher typed away at his computer for a few seconds, going over test scores individually. Oh, I see. You definitely did great on your exams, Bakugo, but Izuku seemed to beat you in academics by 2 points, and he sent out an application to UA just like you. Bakugo jumped down from his desk and got right in front of Izuku. You got a lot of nerve, Deku. You better take back that application before I mess you up, you quirkless loser. Don't you know by now you're gonna go nowhere in life? Izuku didn't know why, he didn't know how, but something made him jump up onto his feet as he punched Bakugo right in the center of his jaw. I have just as much right to follow my dream as anybody else. I'm getting sick and tired of all your bullying. Everyone in the room was silent when they saw Bakugo fall to his knees, seeming to be stunned from the punch. Izuku looked back and forth throughout the room before the teacher could say anything. Before the students could make a scene of it, the bell rang. He quickly grabbed his bag along with his notebook and started running for his life. Once he was at the front gate, he took a second to catch his breath. I think I might have a minute to catch my breath. Deku, you worthless loser! Get back here! Izuku saw Bakugo with his livid expression running towards him. Izuku, out of sheer fear, starts running out once again as he starts screaming out to the heavens. I'm sorry! I'm sorry! Oh, trust me, you're going to be sorry when I get my hands on you, Deku. After running for what feels like hours, even though it's only been a couple of minutes, ducking and weaving through alleyways, Izuku finally felt like he lost them. Catching his breath, he started to walk calmly out of the alleyway, only for him to bump right into Bakugo. And what scared him more than just seeing his bully was seeing that psychotic smile on his face. Before he could even try to turn back and run, both of the goons grabbed his arms and pinned him up against the wall. Do we really have to do this, Kachan? I'm sorry, I don't know what got into me. But if you think about it, you punched and beaten me up multiple times throughout my life. I think one punch is at least fair, don't you think? Bakugo didn't even listen to what Deku was saying. He just started beating the living shit out of him. Shut up and remember your place, worthless Deku. After a few minutes, the goons let go of Izuku and start beating him up alongside their leader. Once Izuku was finally on the ground, they started to stomp on him, only for one of the doors in the alleyway to open up, revealing a tall man in a white and yellow suit with sunglasses on top of his head. That's enough, kids. Let the boy go and head home. Bakugo smirked at at the old man. Mind your own business, old man. Why don't you just go back inside your shop and not get involved? I could do that, or... He took one step as everybody blinked. Before they even knew it, the man was standing right in front of Bakugo. I could send you all home crying for your mommies. I'm trying to deal with this in a less violent way, so please all be good and just go home. Bakugo flinched, not even realizing how fast that man just moved as he took a few steps back and spit at the ground as he started to walk away. As his goons quickly followed behind him, the man then bent down trying to get Izuku's attention, hoping he wasn't unconscious. Are you okay, young man? Why don't you come inside for a minute and I'll get you patched up? Izuku struggled to sit up as he was holding on to one of his arms. His face was fully bruised and his outfit looked like it was torn a little bit. I think I should be okay, but I really would appreciate if you would let me come in and use your med kit. Sure thing, that should be fine. He helped Izuku onto his feet and brought him inside the restaurant. Yo, boss, we got an injured one here. Mind giving me a hand? So, he's here already. I guess my watch must be running slow. Izuku looked up with his eyes a little swollen, but he saw a tall man that seemed to be built out of nothing but muscle and confidence, wearing a red and black suit as he had a scar-like pattern around his neck. But the thing that stood out was his hair looked like it was a dark bloody shade. Who are you? My name is Blaze Hollow, the owner of this building, and you look like hell. Would you like me to fix that for you, young man? I've never heard of you. Are you some kind of hero or some important businessman? I guess you could say both, but also not. It just depends. But first, he snapped his fingers, and the next thing Izuku knew that all of his clothes were fixed, his injuries were gone, and he felt great. I hope you appreciate that. I decided to fix your clothes while I was at it. Izuku was looking over himself, wondering what just happened. That's truly amazing. What is your quirk? It doesn't really matter. Why don't you take a seat with Kizaru and chit-chat while I make us something to eat, and then when we're done, you can go home. Izuku didn't get a chance to say anything before Blaze went back inside of the kitchen. As he looked around the place, he realized that this was some kind of restaurant. Trying to take it all in, he was motioned by Kizaru to take a seat at one of the tables. Thank you for helping me, Kizaru. Don't mention it. You're just lucky I was going out for my smoke break when I noticed you. But why did you just let them wail on you like that? Don't you have some kind of special ability? I don't. I'm quirkless. I don't know what that is, but I was talking about a fighting style, you know, like boxing, karate, judo, maybe even a little bit of swordplay. Izuku was confused by that. For once in his life, he met somebody that didn't change their demeanor once they found out that he was quirkless. You heard what I said, right? But to answer your statement, I don't have a fighting style. Like I said, I'm nothing special. I'm pretty much useless. Kizaru chuckles as he leans back in his chair, putting his feet upon the table. You're only as useless as you let yourself to believe, and let me tell you something, kid. You took a beating from 3 people and you're still conscious. That's not an easy feat to do. That kinda makes you special. Really? I thought getting beat up made you more of a loser. Well, if you let this keep happening, yes, but if you eventually learn to stand up for yourself and maybe do a little bit of working out here and there, you can become something great just like everybody else. Izuku had sparkles in his eyes. Really? Kizaru was about to answer only to have his feet kicked off the table as Blaze was standing there with 3 plates in his hand, placing a cheeseburger with fries right in front of Kizaru while putting a bowl of katsudon right in front of Izuku. As Blaze takes a seat at the table himself, off with a plate that had a T-bone steak on it with a baked potato and asparagus. Please enjoy, everyone. Oh, come on, Blaze. Nothing fancy for me? That is a fresh 50-50 burger with pepper jack cheese and specially made sauce of my own creation. Those fries are also made fresh from potatoes that I peeled and then sliced and salted. But I also gave you a side of aioli to dip them in, so you should actually be very grateful. Sorry, I keep on forgetting even the most basic foods to you could be made elegant, but Izuku here seems to have some confidence issues. He thinks that he cannot succeed. Well, I really didn't say that. I'm just wondering, can a quirkless person really be a hero? Blaze sat there and thought about it as he was cutting into his steak. Anyone can be a hero, kid. It doesn't matter if you're the most powerful or the weakest. It all comes down to your own form of justice. Sense of justice. Isn't justice just the definition of doing the right thing? Kizaru was mid-bite of his burger, but before he bit into it, he put it back down and looked at Izuku. If that is what you believe, then you truly are in danger. Justice is what you believe it to be. Everybody comes up with their own definition of justice. For example, my form of justice is absolute and moral justice, where I am neither beholden to my duty or righteousness, and only act as I see fit. Blaze was amused by Kizaru's form of justice. My sense of justice is called understanding justice, where I take the time to understand both sides of the conflict and decide which side suits my morals better, even if it means going against the people I originally stood with. Izuku was shocked, not knowing what to say, so he decided to take a few more bites of his food, thinking about what justice truly meant to him, but he wanted to ask the both of them one question before he finished and left. Do the both of you really believe a quirkless person could become a hero? Blaze had a foxy grin on his face. Of course you can. With enough knowledge and understanding, you could be a great support hero, helping people on the battlefield or even helping with evacuation. Kizaru grabbed the sunglasses that were on top of his head and placed them on top of Izuku's head. If you want to be a proper frontline hero, you need to believe in yourself just like we believe in you. Izuku started to cry, realizing that this was the first time anyone actually supported his dream and tried to give him proper advice without judging him or telling him just to give up. Thank you so much. You don't know how much this truly means to me. Blaze smiled, looking over at the clock, realizing it's about time. Alright, I think it's about time that you started heading home. I bet your mother is wondering where you are. Izuku looked up at the clock on the wall and realized about 2 hours had passed. Oh my god, I didn't even realize how much time has passed. I really gotta go. Wait, before you go, let me give you something special for dessert. You can eat it when you get home. Blaze got up and went back into the kitchen, only to come back holding a weird looking fruit. It was bright yellow and had black like swirls all over it. This is a very special exotic fruit. I haven't seen one of these in years. I was saving it for a special occasion, but I'm betting a lot on you, kid, to prove this world wrong about people like you, and when you get home, enjoy everything this fruit does for you. Izuku took the weird fruit and was confused, but very grateful as he stored it away in his backpack. Thank you very much, but before I go, can I get a picture with the both of you? The three of them got in front of the restaurant, holding out peace signs with enjoyable smiles on their face as the photo was being taken. Once the photo was done, Izuku bowed to the both of them and ran off, trying to get home as quickly as possible. As he was making his way, he went under an underpass. As he was halfway through, the manhole cover started to rattle like crazy, only for a sludge-like person to come out of it. Sorry, kid, nothing personal, but I've been running from this guy for hours. I'm going to use your body as a shield, so be a good boy and go down easily. Izuku was about to start running when the sludge started started to cover him way too quickly. He could feel the air within his lungs starting to dissipate. His vision was going blurry, but that's when he could hear a loud yet confident chuckle. "Have no fear, because I am here." With no hesitation, All Might let out a mighty punch, splattering the sludge villain all over the underpass. After retrieving the villain in a bottle, he tended to Izuku, making sure that the boy was okay. "Are you alright, young man? I thought we might have lost you there for a second." Izuku for a little bit was trying to catch his breath when he realized his idol was standing right in front of him. Starstruck, he tried to find something for him to sign. "Will you please sign my notebook?" All Might pulled out a pen out of nowhere as he flipped open the notebook, and he had to say that he was impressed on the many different details on different heroes. When he finally found a page that was blank, he signed it himself. "There you go, young man. Now if you can excuse me, I should be getting this villain to jail." "Wait, I need to ask you a question." "Sorry, I really don't have time." He then proceeded to leap into the air, but he then noticed something mid-flight. He wasn't feeling like he was going as far as he was hoping, almost like he was dragging something. When he looked down at his leg, he saw that Izuku was holding on to him for dear life. "What are you doing, kid? Let go of me." "I can't do that. If I let go now, I'll die." "Oh, right." The both of them landed on top of one of the nearby buildings. Izuku noticed that the bottle with the sludge villain inside of it was coming loose inside of All Might's pocket, so he made sure before they landed to tuck it in deeper. As they both touched down on the ground, Izuku landed on his ass, a little bit disoriented, but he shook his head. "I'm sorry, All Might, but I really need to ask you this question." "Kid, I've been trying to tell you I'm busy. I really don't have." Before he could finish that statement, he poofs into a puff of smoke as he reveals himself to be a small, scrawny, skeletal man. "Crap. Wait, you're not All Might?" All Might coughed up some blood. "No, I am him, kid. I'm just dealing with some very serious injuries from a battle way back." Lifting up his shirt, revealing a very nasty scar that looks like it could be infected, but Izuku couldn't tell. He's not a doctor. "This thing limits the amount of time that I could be a hero." "That looks like it hurts. Did you get it in the battle with Toxic Chainsaw?" All Might was impressed, knowing that not many people knew about his battle with Toxic Chainsaw since he wasn't one of his most popular villain fights. "No, it wasn't him, but I am surprised that you know about that. I got this from a villain that should hopefully never return." "He must be a very dangerous person if he was able to do this to you." "He was, but since we're stuck here for a little bit, why don't you ask me that question, kid?" Izuku quickly stood up straight, having a little bit more confidence thanks to Blaze and Kizaru to ask his idol the most important question of his life. "Do you think someone that is quirkless can be a hero?" "Damn, that's a really dumb question. Of course not. They would be a liability on the battlefield." "I understand that some people always want to try to save the day, but if they don't have a strong power, they'll just end up causing more problems. If you still want to try doing something, maybe try being a police officer or a firefighter. They may not get as much action or praise as heroes, but it's a lot safer for someone like you. The bottom line is, I don't think you can become a hero." Izuku looked towards the ground, having mixed feelings. His idol said no, but two strangers gave him the confidence to believe in himself, to become something everybody else said no to. "I understand. Thank you for your opinion." "Sorry, kid. I know it must hurt, but I'd rather be realistic than give you false hope. You know, there is always a third option. Actually, now that I think about it, if you're good with tools, you could build support tools for heroes. You may not be able to be part of the action yourself, but your gadgets definitely could be." All Might proceeded to buff back up as he leaped off of the building into the distance. Have a good life, young man, and remember your limitations. Izuku was a little bit bummed to hear that his idol turned down his belief, but the word justice just kept on ringing in his head. He wanted to find out what his type of justice was. Arriving home, his mother ran up to him quickly and smothered him in a hug. Oh my god, where have you been? You didn't text or call me. I thought something bad happened to you. I was keeping an eye on the news. I was getting ready to call the police to start looking for you. Where have you been? Izuku hugged his mother, and once he was able to separate from her, he took a minute to catch his breath. I got attacked by some of the bullies at school, but I ended up running into some nice men who helped me and treated me to some food, along with giving me some nice advice. I also got attacked by a villain on the way home. Inko had her eyes go wide as she started to look over her son frantically for any injuries. Oh my god, what happened? Are you hurt? Should we go to the hospital? No, Mom, I'm fine. I got to meet All Might and ask him a question, but it didn't go over well, but I'm okay. I'm looking over some of my life choices and would like some time to think about it. Oh, I see. Well, if you're hungry later, there's food in the fridge for you. Thanks, Mom. He walks into his room seeing all the All Might merch and having mixed feelings about it. Then, sitting at his desk, he placed his bag on the desk and opens it, seeing the weird fruit that was inside. I really wonder what's up with this thing. It doesn't look natural. He took a few minutes online trying to look up this thing but couldn't find any matches for it. But once he was done doing that, he just remembered those two nice men helping him and giving him confidence and proper ideas on what to do. So he decided to take a bite of the fruit, trusting that things should be okay, only for the taste to be awful. Barely able to swallow it, he was coughing for air once he finally swallowed it. Oh god, this is awful. Why would Blaze give this to me? Was he trying to play some kind of joke on me? Maybe I should go back and ask him. I'm kind of getting mixed feelings about this now. The next morning, Izuku made his way back to where the restaurant was, but when he got there, the building was gone. There were no pipes, there was no wood, there wasn't anything. It's almost like the building never existed in the first place. Where is the building? I know it was here. This is where it all happened. Everything else that was here yesterday is still here, but not the restaurant. Where did it go? He checked around the area, seeing if maybe he got his directions wrong, but there was nothing. He even asked the people about it, but nobody knew what he was talking about. He started scratching the back of his head in frustration and confusion, starting to think that he made it all up. But that's when he had an idea come to him. He opened his phone and looked over his photo gallery, and there it was. The photo of him, Blaze, and Kizaru, but he started to notice something was being written on the bottom of the photo at that moment. As he focused on what it was writing, all it said is that we believe in you. Izuku looked up towards the sky with a smile on his face as tears were going down his cheek. I promise I won't give up and I'll find my form of justice. At that moment, a cry for help could be heard down the street, so Izuku rushed onto the scene, seeing the crowd, watching pro heroes deal with some kind of big muscular villain that was throwing cars. Most of the heroes that were on the scene were pinned down or trying to keep the civilians at bay. Something caught Izuku's eyes in the middle of that chaos. It was a girl with vines for hair that was scared for her life. As a car was actually being thrown at her, Izuku ran in without even thinking about it. But what shocked him was how fast he was moving. As he grabbed the girl, the both of them went stumbling on the side as they were rolling on the concrete. You're going to be okay. I'm here to save save you. The girl shook her head as she was a little bit disoriented. Who are you? As she was looking up, she got to see the freckles on his face along with his green eyes and hair. What really caught her attention was the golden radius that was coming off of him, almost like divine light. Are you an angel? Izuku wasn't really paying attention to her as the villain was starting to get out of control, roaring like a monster as he was charging towards the both of them. Izuku quickly got onto his feet. He didn't know why, he didn't know how, but he swung out his hand too early for it to actually hit the guy, but instead he was hit with a huge laser beam shooting out of his hand, hitting the villain dead on, slamming him into one of the nearby cars, knocking him out. Izuku was shocked on what he just did. Wait, did I just do that? The citizens that were watching screamed out in joy, seeing that a hero truly had saved the day, chanting out again and again, "Hero, hero." That's when the actual pro walked up to Izuku, revealing that the one that was on the scene was Ingenium. Thanks for the assistance, kid. You had some really good moves out there, but that was really dangerous. You should be more careful. Thanks. I really didn't know what I was doing though. Wait, are you telling me that you didn't know much about your quirk, but you still jumped in to save that girl? Yeah, I don't know why, but my body moved before I could even think about it. That's the sign of a true hero. Remember that feeling, and if you decide to become a hero, you should look into my agency. You're pretty fast. You would fit in perfectly at the Turbo Agency. Thank you, Ingenium. I'll definitely keep that in mind. After finally getting away from the scene of news reporters and people within the crowd trying to talk to him and overwhelm him for a few minutes, he was finally standing on the pier right next to the beach overlooking the water at his hands. Is this what you meant, Blaze? The fruit that you gave me, the reason why it is so rare is because it grants those who eat it some kind of power? I don't know why I know its name though, but now that I think about it, ever since I ate that fruit, it came into my head, the Pika-Pika no Mi. I don't know what it means, but I promise to use the lessons that the both of you gave me and this new ability to its fullest extension to find my true form of justice. Hey, wait, I want to talk to you. Izuku looked over to his left in surprise, seeing the girl with the vine-like hair from earlier. Oh, hey there, how are you? Are you okay from the incident? The girl stopped as she seemed to be running for a while, as she had both of her hands on her knees trying to catch her breath. Yeah, I'm fine. I just wanted to really thank you, but you ran off so quickly, so it took me a little bit to find you. Izuku was scratching the back of his head extremely nervously. Oh, sorry about that. I really didn't mean to make you feel bad or have to chase after me. I just didn't want to really deal with the news reporters. She finally stood up straight as she put both of her hands right in front of her heart as she smiled into his eyes. It's okay. Thank you for everything that you did, Mr. Angel. My name is Ibara. Izuku was confused on why she called him an angel. My name is Izuku, and just knowing that you're okay is good enough for me. Ibara had a deep blush on her face. Well, it's really nice to meet you, Izuku, but I should be getting home for nightly prayers. I hope to see you around sometime. Izuku waited for her to get a good distance away as he finally fell onto his ass, catching his breath and putting his hands over his face. Oh my god, I actually talked to a girl and she was thanking me. But that's where I'm gonna leave it off this time, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to leave a like and comment down below, and make sure to thank Kirisho in the comments for this. But with all that said, I'm out. Peace.